What have you learned from your past relationships? No such thing as just friends, a hard truth about boundaries. From the very beginning of our relationships, we learn this tough lesson: no one is really just a friend. The idea that male and female friendships can exist without complication is often tested. A user shared their observation: have you ever seen your mom go out with her male friend? It's a blunt question, but one that resonates with many who've faced jealousy, insecurity, or betrayal in relationships. Friendship is essential, but sometimes the lines blur, and it's a reality that can destroy trust if not handled with care. Red flags aren't decorative. Don't ignore them. Every relationship begins with a spark, a connection that feels invincible. But as one user wisely noted, don't ignore red flags. These warnings come in many forms: controlling behavior, lack of communication, emotional unavailability, and we often choose to look past them, hoping they'll disappear with time. But they don't. Instead, they grow, festering beneath the surface until they explode. It's vital to trust your instincts and recognize when something feels off, no matter how much you want things to work. Ignoring red flags only postpones the inevitable heartbreak. Communication is key, but what does it really mean? Many users emphasized the importance of communication in relationships. But what does it truly mean to communicate effectively? It's more than just talking. It's about understanding each other's needs, boundaries, and emotions. One user shared, "It's okay to disagree on things, you can't agree on everything." This speaks volumes about the necessity of emotional maturity in a relationship. Communication isn't just about voicing opinions but also listening, compromising, and ensuring both partners feel heard and valued. The heartbreak of trust, a hard lesson in vulnerability. Trust no one. Those words echoed through many comments, reflecting the deep pain that comes from betrayal. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, but once it's broken, it's nearly impossible to repair. Whether it's infidelity, dishonesty, or emotional manipulation, the shattering of trust can leave a scar that lingers long after the relationship ends. One user expressed this raw emotion: people change for themselves. They won't change for you. It's a lesson in accepting others for who they are, rather than who you hope they'll become. Love is not about fixing someone. Fall in love with who they are, not who they could be. Fall in love with the person, not their potential. It's a simple yet profound reminder that relationships shouldn't be about molding someone into the ideal partner. Too often, we cling to the belief that our love will inspire someone to change. But this expectation sets us up for disappointment. As one user wisely said, people change for themselves, not for you. Real love involves accepting someone as they are, flaws and all. Trying to fix them only leads to frustration and resentment. Chemistry isn't enough. The little things matter more than you think. In the heat of a new relationship, it's easy to get swept up by chemistry. But as one user noted, just because you two seem to have chemistry, it doesn't mean it will be enough to save it. The little things matter a lot. This comment is a reminder that relationships thrive not on grand gestures, but on the everyday acts of kindness, patience, and understanding. The small irritations that go unnoticed in the beginning can accumulate, leading to resentment if not addressed. Paying attention to the little things, both good and bad, can make all the difference. The weight of resentment, a silent killer of relationships. Resentment is like a slow poison in a relationship. One user poignantly expressed this, saying, "There's a finite number of small irritations that you can overlook before you start to resent them. The longer we suppress our frustrations, the more they fester until they become insurmountable." The same goes for our partner. When we continually get away with behavior that irritates them, we're only fueling the fire. Open communication, compromise, and addressing issues as they arise are crucial in preventing resentment from taking root. Being right isn't always important. Kindness matters more. In the heat of an argument, the instinct to be right can overshadow everything else. But as one user wisely shared, being right isn't as important as being kind. Relationships aren't competitions, and constantly striving to win arguments can erode the very foundation of love and respect. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is choose kindness over victory. Letting go of the need to be right creates space for understanding, empathy, and reconciliation. Different kinds of love, understanding your partner's unique way of loving. Love looks different for everyone. One user beautifully expressed this sentiment: just because someone does not love you the way you want them to, doesn't mean they don't love you with all of their heart. Every person expresses love differently, and expecting your partner to mirror your way of loving can lead to frustration. Instead, it's essential to recognize and appreciate their unique expressions of love. This shift in perspective can deepen your connection and help you understand each other on a more intimate level. Loving yourself first, the foundation of any healthy relationship. Before we can truly love someone else, we must learn to love ourselves. Many users echoed this sentiment, with one comment standing out: love yourself more. Self-love isn't just about confidence, it's about setting boundaries, knowing your worth, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. When we enter a relationship without a strong sense of self-love, we're more likely to tolerate behavior that diminishes us. Loving yourself first creates a foundation of respect and self-worth that allows you to build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Compromise is key, but it doesn't mean losing yourself. A successful relationship requires compromise, but that doesn't mean sacrificing who you are. One user shared a powerful insight: to never try controlling/imposing your beliefs on your partners. If you want a healthy relationship, both parties must compromise on certain things. This highlights the delicate balance between standing firm in your beliefs and being flexible enough to accommodate your partner's needs. A healthy compromise doesn't involve losing yourself or abandoning your values. It's about finding common ground where both partners feel respected and valued. Actions speak louder than words. Trust what you see, not what you hear. Never believe words. This blunt statement reflects the harsh reality that words can be empty without actions to back them up. In relationships, it's easy to get swept up by sweet promises and declarations of love, but actions always reveal the truth. If your partner says one thing and does another, it's a red flag that their words may not hold weight. Trust is built on consistency between words and actions, and without it, a relationship cannot thrive. Laughter, the glue that holds relationships together. Amidst all the challenges and conflicts, one user reminded us of the importance of laughter. Never underestimate the value of someone who makes you laugh. Laughter really is the best glue. Relationships are hard work, but they should also be filled with joy and lighthearted moments. Laughter helps to ease tension, strengthen bonds, and remind us why we fell in love in the first place. Finding humor in life's challenges can bring couples closer together and make even the toughest times more bearable. Closure is a myth. Healing comes from within. Closure is a lie. This stark statement challenges the idea that we can ever truly find closure after a breakup. Sometimes, the end of a relationship leaves us with more questions than answers. While it's important to reflect on our role in the relationship and learn from our mistakes, we must also accept that some things will never make sense. Healing doesn't come from finding closure, it comes from accepting the pain, learning from it, and moving forward with grace. Trust your gut. Your instincts are often right. Another powerful lesson from past relationships is learning to trust your instincts. One user shared, "Don't ignore your gut feeling." So often, we silence that inner voice telling us something is wrong, choosing to ignore the signs because we don't want to face the truth. But our instincts are usually right. Trusting your gut can save you from heartache and guide you toward healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Compatibility over chemistry. It takes more than just a spark. One user's reflection summed up a vital lesson: similarities do not equate to compatibility. Chemistry can ignite a relationship, but it's compatibility that sustains it. Shared values, goals, and lifestyles matter far more than surface-level similarities. When we mistake chemistry for compatibility, we set ourselves up for disappointment when the initial spark fades. True compatibility comes from a deep connection built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. Let her win. Sometimes, it's not worth the fight. A user humorously shared, "Let her win. Just let her win." While this comment may seem lighthearted, it holds a deeper truth. Sometimes, it's not worth the fight. In relationships, picking your battles is essential. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a full-blown argument. Sometimes, letting go of your pride and allowing your partner to win can diffuse tension and bring you closer together. Ass isn't everything, but it's still pretty cool. In a playful yet honest comment, one user shared, "Ass ain't everything. It's still pretty cool though." This speaks to the importance of physical attraction in relationships, but also reminds us that it's not the foundation of a lasting connection. While physical attraction can be a significant part of a relationship, it's the emotional, intellectual, and spiritual connection that truly sustains it. Balancing attraction with deeper forms of love is key to building a lasting relationship. Don't try to fix them. It's not your job. A recurring theme in many comments was the idea that we shouldn't try to fix our partners. As one user succinctly put it, "Don't try to fix him, her, move on." We often enter relationships believing we can change or improve the other person, but this mindset sets us up for disappointment. People are who they are, and it's not our job to fix them. Instead, we should focus on finding someone who complements us as they are, rather than someone who needs to be fixed. Be the love of your life. Self-love comes first. Perhaps the most important lesson of all came from one user who simply stated, "Be the love of your life first." Before we can fully love another, we must learn to love ourselves. Self-love is the foundation of any healthy relationship. It allows us to set boundaries, recognize our worth, and avoid settling for less than we deserve. When we love ourselves first, we enter relationships from a place of strength and confidence, rather than neediness or insecurity. The myth of love at first sight. Building connections takes time. Love at first sight is often romanticized in movies, but in reality, true love takes time to grow. One user remarked, "I thought I knew what love was the moment I met them, but I was really just infatuated." Relationships require effort, patience, and emotional investment. The initial spark might feel electrifying, but without depth, it's a fleeting moment. Love blossoms through shared experiences, understanding, and overcoming hardships together. If you rush, you risk building your relationship on shaky ground. The power of forgiveness. But don't forget your worth. Forgiveness is essential in maintaining a healthy relationship, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your self-worth. One commenter wrote, "I learned that forgiving too much makes people take you for granted." It's important to recognize when forgiveness turns into a pattern of enabling hurtful behavior. Forgiving someone doesn't mean allowing them to repeat the same mistakes over and over. Know your boundaries, and remember that self-respect must be maintained for any relationship to thrive. Personal growth, the most important journey. One common thread from multiple users was the importance of personal growth during and after relationships. "I became a better version of myself after every heartbreak," one person shared. Relationships, even when they fail, can serve as powerful lessons in self-discovery. They show us our weaknesses, insecurities, strengths, and capacity for love. Personal growth should never be sacrificed for the sake of staying in a relationship. When two people grow individually, they bring more to the partnership. The illusion of perfection. There's no such thing as the perfect partner. One commenter expressed, "I spent too long searching for perfection, only to realize it doesn't exist." The idea of a perfect partner can be detrimental to relationships. It sets unrealistic expectations and leads to disappointment when your partner doesn't meet those ideals. Real relationships are built on embracing each other's flaws and growing together. Perfection is a myth, and the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can love wholeheartedly and genuinely. Balance of power. A relationship isn't a game of control. Several users touched upon the idea of power dynamics, and how they can make or break a relationship. I used to think being in control meant strength, but it only bred resentment, one user noted. Healthy relationships require balance, with both partners feeling equal in decision-making, emotional investment, and support. When one person tries to dominate, it shifts the relationship into a toxic space. The strongest relationships are those where power is shared, and both parties feel equally valued. Loyalty and respect, the unbreakable foundations. Respect was a key theme among users who had learned from their past relationships. Without respect, love crumbles, said one contributor. Loyalty and respect go hand in hand. They are the bedrock of trust and emotional safety. Without them, jealousy, insecurity, and hurt can quickly take over. It's crucial to nurture respect and loyalty continuously, not just assume they'll remain unshaken. Like love, they require active cultivation, independence and togetherness. Healthy relationships require space. Independence within a relationship is crucial. As one user shared, you can't lose yourself in someone else, or you'll forget who you are. Maintaining individuality while being in a relationship keeps things balanced. It's easy to become consumed by love and want to spend every moment with your partner, but personal space allows both people to grow and brings new energy back into the relationship. Healthy boundaries and independence strengthen the bond, rather than weaken it. Expectations versus reality, managing the fairy tale dreams. I walked into relationships with high expectations, only to face reality, wrote one user, addressing how unrealistic expectations can destroy relationships. Often, people imagine their partners fulfilling all their emotional needs, fitting perfectly into their lives. But humans are imperfect, and placing too many expectations on a relationship leads to disappointment. It's crucial to balance what you desire with the reality of who your partner is, and focus on appreciating the genuine connection you share. Emotional baggage, how to handle what you bring. Everyone comes into relationships with some emotional baggage. I had to learn to unpack my trauma before it spilled into my relationship, one person revealed. Previous heartbreak, childhood experiences, and unresolved issues can weigh heavily on a new relationship if not addressed. It's essential to recognize your emotional baggage and work on healing it, either alone or together. Communication about past wounds can prevent unnecessary conflicts and create a deeper understanding between partners. Timing is everything. Not all love arrives at the right time. One of the hardest lessons some users shared was understanding that even true love can come at the wrong time. We loved each other deeply, but we weren't ready for the commitment, someone reflected. Sometimes, personal circumstances, career goals, or emotional readiness just don't align, even when the love is real. In these cases, letting go isn't about the lack of love but recognizing that timing plays a significant role in a relationship's success. Self-love, the only love you can truly control. Several users echoed the sentiment that the most valuable lesson learned was self-love. I used to think I needed someone to complete me, but I realized I'm whole on my own, one person said. True self-love means knowing your worth, being content with who you are, and not relying on another person for validation. When you enter a relationship from a place of self-love, it's easier to set boundaries, communicate your needs, and avoid unhealthy dependencies. The role of humor, laughter is the glue that holds us together. Amid all the heavy lessons, one user highlighted the power of humor. I learned that laughing together is just as important as communicating. Laughter creates a bond, diffuses tension, and reminds couples of the joy they share. Relationships are challenging, but humor lightens the load. If you can laugh through the difficult moments, it becomes easier to navigate the complexities of life together. The importance of gratitude, appreciating the little things. Gratitude is a key factor in long-lasting relationships. I used to focus on what was missing instead of appreciating what we had, a commenter revealed. It's easy to take your partner for granted, especially when life gets busy. But taking a moment to express gratitude, even for small gestures, can make all the difference. A simple thank you or acknowledgement of their efforts strengthens emotional bonds and fosters a culture of appreciation. Growth mindset, the ability to learn and evolve together. One insightful comment noted, "The best relationships are those where both people are committed to learning and growing." Relationships aren't static, they evolve as individuals grow. It's important to have a growth mindset, where you're open to change and willing to adapt. Stagnation is the enemy of love, while a shared desire to grow strengthens the partnership. When both partners embrace this mindset, they can navigate life's challenges with resilience. Boundaries are non-negotiable, establish them early. Many users emphasize the importance of setting boundaries. "I learned the hard way that boundaries aren't selfish, they're essential," wrote one person. Establishing boundaries early in a relationship ensures that both partners know where the lines are and respect each other's space and emotional needs. Without boundaries, resentment builds, leading to a breakdown in communication and trust. Boundaries create a safe environment for both partners to express themselves authentically. Love is not enough, it takes effort and commitment. "Love alone isn't enough to sustain a relationship," said one user, summing up a painful truth. While love is a crucial component, it takes effort, patience, compromise, and commitment to keep a relationship healthy. Neglecting these factors leads to complacency, and even the strongest love can wither. A successful relationship requires intentional actions and a dedication to continually working on the partnership, even when love feels effortless. Letting go. Sometimes love means saying goodbye. One of the most heartbreaking lessons shared was learning to let go when necessary. "Sometimes, no matter how much you love someone, the best thing you can do is let them go," wrote a commenter. Relationships are not always meant to last forever, and holding on out of fear or comfort only prolongs the inevitable pain. Letting go doesn't negate the love shared but allows both partners to find the happiness they deserve, even if it's not with each other. Intimacy beyond the physical. Emotional connection is key. One insightful user shared, "True intimacy isn't just about physical closeness, it's about emotional vulnerability." While physical intimacy is important, emotional connection forms the deeper bond in relationships. Being able to share fears, dreams, and insecurities with your partner creates a sense of closeness that transcends the physical. Emotional intimacy builds trust and fosters a relationship where both partners feel truly seen and valued. The importance of honesty, transparency over comfort. "I thought little white lies wouldn't hurt, but they slowly destroyed the trust," said one user. Honesty is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. It's not always comfortable, but it's necessary for trust and long-term stability. Even small lies can erode the foundation of a relationship over time, leading to suspicion and resentment. Transparency builds a culture of openness, where both partners feel safe sharing their truth. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and follow for more stories.